Absolutely, thank you for having me.
So my first question is, what inspired you to become a wrestler?
Well, what made me want to become a professional wrestler was my upbringing. My mother was a drama teacher and into theater. My sister was into theater as well. Grew up around drama and performing and music. And my dad was a sports coach and an athlete. And professional wrestling is the perfect combination of both showmanship and athleticism. So it kind of led to that. I also wanted to be the first American James Bond. I wanted to be an action star, and I am now.
Alright, that's a perfect actual response to that. So then that kind of leads into the other thing. What inspired your gimmick currently with the whole Rock This Monster thing?
Well, it wasn't as much, the Rock This Monsters originally started out because Johnny Goodtime, aka BHK, is a video game fanatic. So that's where the NES comes from, Nintendo Entertainment System. He wore a cape made out of a power pad, and I used to be a musician, and so we combined rock and roll with NES to make the Rock This Monsters. And our current role as galactic space officers was not something we chose, it was something we were pulled into, and that'll be explained in due time when you wake up one day on a different planet with a brand new job and an opportunity to see the stars, you take it.
Alright, so how did it feel to return to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood?
Championship Wrestling from Hollywood has been my home since 2010. I've been there since the very beginning. Even before, actually, in 2008, I wrestled on the CBS studios when it was NWA Hollywood and featured stars like Daniel Bryan, Adam Pearce, plenty of other, the Young Bucks, and you know, it felt good. Hollywood is my home. It is Rock Nest's home. It's probably my favorite place to wrestle, and I think it always will be. It's just the best. I love it.
As a tag team or as an individual, what's your favorite match to wrestle so far?
As an individual, I've had quite a few matches. I had a television title shot against Scorpio Sky in 2012 that I was very, very proud of. I really felt like I proved I could handle myself on my own in the ring. And another one would be against Peter Avalon at Card Subject to Change in 2011 for PWG. Peter and I have always used each other as a stepping stone to advance, and oh, he's booked there, I gotta be booked there. He's better than me? Not today, I'm better than you. And we actually got to wrestle each other one-on-one in PWG, which a lot of people said we never ever would, and we did, and we went out there and we beat the shit out of each other. As a tag team though, I mean, Kevin and I have had so many matches. All-Star Weekend against the Young Bucks, where we almost won the PWG tag team titles. We were so close. You know, we've had a ton of just fights with PP Ray. I think winning the Heritage Tag titles for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood in Mexico in front of a sold-out crowd at the Auditorio in Tijuana against PP Ray, that one was very special to me too. We took our rivalry to a whole different country, and you know, in front of a sold-out arena like that, to just be able to do what we do, that felt really good. That's what I'm very proud of.
You were talking about your feud with PPA, and it reminded me of when you guys were fighting for the title on Championship
Yes.
Wrestling from Hollywood. So what was your favorite part of that feud?
Well, you know, Peter and I, like I said, we've had a feud behind the scenes and in the ring for our entire careers. I met him in 2009 at one of my first matches for EWF, and again, we've always just kind of, he's here, I'm here, he's here, I'm here. It's just we're always constantly racing to be better, and I can't really pinpoint a moment in that. I think it was just getting the opportunity to continue to advance together as wrestlers, and you know, there's no bad blood between us. He's a little bit of a jerk now, but you know, he's a good boy on the inside, and I love him. And so I think just the fact that we get to wrestle each other on TV, you know, that's really cool. That never stops being cool.
The next question is, what made you want to get the Rock This Monsters back together here at Bar Wrestling?
Well, you know, for a lot of different reasons, Kevin and I both just stopped wrestling. I stopped the day after I dropped the Wire title. I lost to Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and the very next day I just wrapped it up. Sent kind of a big message to everyone that I cared about and said, that's it. And I didn't know if I would ever wrestle again, and he was in the same boat. You know, Kevin's been fighting for about 5 years longer than I have, and I'm coming up on 11 years. So, you know, our bodies can only take so much on our minds as well. And coming here and helping Joey get bar wrestling off the ground, I saw how fun it was, and was reminded that wrestling can be fun. We wanted to do this our whole lives, and when it's fun, there's nothing better. And I think it was kind of, we were just hanging out outside of wrestling, and it was like, boy, I miss those guys. I miss this guy. I miss these fans. I miss that show. I miss that building. I miss that stupid parking lot. Things like that. It kind of just boiled up, and we realized that what bar wrestling has going is an excellent thing, and we're an excellent tag team, and we belong here.
Yeah, it's really funny because when you guys got back together, I couldn't really see, but I saw you like jump in. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like the Rockets Monsters! I'm like freaking out. I'm like slapping everybody. I'm like, my favorite tag team's coming back together.
Well, I appreciate that. It was kind of an interesting reaction because there's a lot of new fans here. We've been the Rockets Monsters since 2009. And so a lot of people don't know us because we took that year off right when a lot of things in this area started popping. And, but the ones that do know us and have supported us since SoCal Pro, Mach 1 Wrestling, Hollywood, PWG, every step of the way, they were happy to see us back, and we're happy to be back for them.
It's really funny because I didn't start watching wrestling until maybe 2014.
Okay.
And my dad started watching Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And he's flipping, he's scrolling, he's like fast forwarding and everything, and you show up, right? I'm like, who's that? He's like, I don't know his name. He's in some group called Vermin. But then he's like, oh, look, your boy Joey Ryan, right? So I'm like, cool. So slowly I started becoming a huge fan of you guys. And I remember making this post on Instagram. You were like, oh, thanks for the support, man. I was like, awesome. And then over time I watched you challenge for the title. And then I remember watching you against the Hobo. And like it was everywhere. And my dad's like, man, that guy's pretty cool. But why does a guy like that have like the sex factor, the sex bomb?
So dumb. I can explain that one actually. My finishing maneuver, it's one of a kind. I was inspired by X-Pac and his finishing move, the X Factor. He put away guys the size of Kane and, guys his size too. He can put away anyone with that. So I modified it, made it a little more intense. And at the time, I was still a rock and roller, traveling around, lots of groupies, and we called it the Sex Factor, and it stuck, and it drives me insane. But you're going to hear it here pretty much first. My finishing move is now called the Saurian Spike, named after our spaceship. It's no longer the Sex Factor, it is the Saurian Spike, named after our gorgeous intergalactic cruiser.
So you got your first exclusive.
Right there, exclusive news.
The next question is, what's the difference between wrestling and PWG in like a different place?
Honestly, it's not different. A lot of us sometimes put our heads in a space it doesn't need to be for PWG. When I started there, the fans were mean. It felt like they wanted to see you fail, but the handful that didn't made us work as hard as we could to stay there. It's on a pedestal because only the elite of the elite wrestle there. But at the same time, it's still pro wrestling. It's still fans that either love you or hate you, and you go out there and do your best no matter what. So really, I don't think there is anything different about it. You don't take it easy anywhere. You work hard everywhere you go to try to win your match and make sure everybody has fun. And I think realizing that was an important thing for me personally, that, PWG is a wrestling show. Bar Wrestling is a wrestling show. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is a wrestling show. They are wrestling shows. We have a job to do, and that's to win matches and make sure everybody has a good time, and it's all the same.
I think what a lot of people ignore is that like people like you and PPA and Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae really built PWG up. There's tag teams like you guys and the Young Bucks. But like when you go back and watch old DVDs, if you see that you guys are on there, it's like, wow, this is a classic, like you get hyped when you see it.
Yeah.
So I really think you guys helped the SoCal wrestling.
Well, I appreciate it. I think so too. I think my group of friends are the staples of SoCal wrestling. There's a lot of excellent new talent as well, but we aren't slowing down. None of us, you look at a guy like Scorpio Sky, he hasn't lost any steam, and he's skyrocketing. Joey Ryan, top of the world, Rock Ness, PP Ray, Watts, Ryan Taylor, all of us, we're not going anywhere. That was another reason to come back. There's a lot of good new talent here that made me realize, like, hey, like, these opportunities could be mine too. We haven't missed a beat, we haven't slowed down, we're as good as we ever were, if not better. And me and my crew of Southern California stars, we're gonna be here continuing to make sure that we have the best seat possible.